Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider hitting the subscribe button, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And 6 of Cups. This is beauty. This is tranquility. This is, to me, I feel like this is a beauty that's radiating from you. Okay? I feel like you're living a beautiful life right now. I feel like you have this, a charm about you. There's some kind of a sparkle to you right now. And I don't know what it is yet. We need context, obviously. But this is, perhaps it's a card that's an energy that's saying, in this moment, everything's fine. In this moment, wow, everything's good. People are getting along. I'm getting along with people, the pets, the plants, the people. Everybody's doing well. There's just this flow state happening. Everybody's like resonating with each other. Everybody's in harmony. We want to try to make it last, right? Let's put this into some context. This is a great card to begin with. We have a Knight of Wands. Very nice. We have a 5 of Wands. Back here we have the 8 of Swords. Yeah, sure, makes sense. We have the Lovers. And we have an 8 of Cups kind of in the future. I like this. I like this a lot because it says, hey, right now, in between a rock and a hard place, things are good. This is a moment of beauty, of clarity, of harmony. Take advantage of it. Okay, because tomorrow we don't know. Is it going to be half full, half empty? We don't know. We know that yesterday's energy was confusion. There was an impasse. There was some kind of rumination. There was some over-analysis. There was like a communication blockage back here. Right now we have harmony. Right now we have everything is coming together. Everything feels like it's resonating. Now's the time to do the things that we need to do real quick before tomorrow comes and we don't know what the energy will be. Take advantage of the good day. Take advantage of the sunshine while you've got it, right? And it doesn't say tomorrow's going to be a storm. Tomorrow's saying, well, it may be rain. It's kind of like, it's the weather report. We don't know. It says maybe rain tomorrow, but I don't know. And you know what? The older I get, the more I realize that the people on TV that tell us the weather, they don't really know. They don't really know what it's going to be like tomorrow. Bring your shorts and your bathing suit, but bring your umbrella too, just in case. Yeah, smart idea. I keep an umbrella in the car because you never know when it's going to storm. Here we have an 8 of Pentacles, a 6 of Pentacles, an Ace of Pentacles, and the Emperor card. Yeah, now's the time for you to really take advantage of the nice weather, okay? And where we live here, it's kind of like you'll get a little taste of summertime. You get snow, rain, storms, wind, snow, rain, and then you get one day where it's 80 degrees, sunshine. You better go outside and do something on that day. Because tomorrow, guess what? Rain, snow, storm, wind, rain, snow, storm. I mean, you get that little break in between. And this is one of those moments where energetically it feels like we're getting along, nobody's fighting, it's like our communication is flowing, we're feeling each other. Let's do something with this. Let's take advantage of this, right? Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. And we're going to set this one down over here with Mr. Ed the Little Horse. We did get a surprise visitor, and it's a 3. Dun, dun, dun. 3 of Swords, right? Sorrow. It's the sorrow of a missed opportunity, right? It's a sorrow of saying, gosh, I had one good day this month and I didn't do anything. I had one good day, and what I was doing was I was just still struggling and stressing and worrying rather than just enjoying this, taking advantage of this, and let's, do something together, right? The weather's nice. Let's go out as a family. you know. I like this energy for you. We've got our two major arcana energies at the top. We have a very strong Aries reference. This is an Aries card. This is an Aries card. So I would watch the Aries reading if I were you. Then we've got this major arcana too. This is the bond. This is the commitment that you have toward something, toward your life, toward your path, toward your purpose. We could be talking about a relationship, but more than it being a relationship, well, let me just, the caveat, everything is a relationship. We are a relationship, right? With ourselves, a relationship between self and not self, I and not I, myself and the other, okay? Everything is a relationship between myself and the universe. So everything. But this might not be an interpersonal relationship. It might not be a romantic relationship. This could be about the harmony between you and your soul, you and your true self, you and the path that you're on. You have a commitment to something. Let's say you're committed to this creative journey that you're on. You're committed to your, you're committed to your YouTube channel. You're committed to your art. You're committed to your music or your band or whatever, right? We're having a good day where everything seems to be working. We're having a good day where everything seems to be in flow. Everything seems to be in harmony. Yeah. In one sense, it's kind of saying that, look, if everything is flowing nicely right now, maybe we don't tinker with it. Right? Maybe that's where our impulsive Knight of Wands is going to interfere with this flow state. And then we'll get the sorrow. We'll regret it. When things are good, it's not a time to start making changes. The Knight of Wands is an impulsive energy. Okay? This is an energy that maybe gets a little carried away. It gets really excited. Oh, things are good today. And then we're up and we're kind of in this manic energy, and we end up like, doing some things out of this motivation and this very enthusiastic energy, but that aren't really maybe necessarily smart choices. So I feel like, yes, it's a good day. We have a day of sunshine here. Let's take advantage of this day, but not by feeling like, okay, I can make a bunch of changes to what I'm doing. That's not the kind of taking advantage that we're talking about. I think when we're back here, when things are at an impasse, when things feel locked up, when things feel like they're stagnating, that's when we need the impulsive energy. That's when we need a kind of an injection of this creativity. When things are low, when things are not working, that's when we say, let's try some new stuff. Right? Now's the time I can experiment. Now's the time for me to try some new things. Not when things are in this sort of perfect harmonious state. This is like, don't touch it because you're going to knock it out of balance. Right? Don't touch it because we're going to knock it out of balance. And that's what we have. We have 8 and 8. Right in the middle, we got that 6. Let's keep the 6 going for as long as we can. And in fact, I think the idea is, let's do something else. Let's leave well enough alone. Let's enjoy the good day and go do something that's not going to knock that off of balance, right? It's kind of like saying, everything is fine, just don't touch it. Go and enjoy yourself somewhere. Go take the family out to dinner. Go to the beach, right? Don't start messing with that. We have a tendency to do that with our 5 of Wands here. I think we're getting a day of very nice weather. Okay. But we have this 5 of Wands underneath the surface, which is a need to control our impulses. See, we've got Saturn in Leo here. That we're so used to kind of always showing up and always having to fight. This is a card of fighting, a card of striving, a card of wrestling with something. Maybe it feels like you're always kind of like wrangling the animals. You're always trying to like corral all the people around, all the kids, all the coworkers or whatever. That we're always like, and now we kind of get that 6 of Cups and we're like, well, wait a minute, I don't really have to do that now. what am I going to do with myself? I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to get involved. Something's spinning really, really fast. It seems like it's working. Don't stick your fingers in there. If everybody at the workplace seems like they're getting along, things are flowing, we're being productive, okay, don't interfere with that, right? You're going to knock it off balance. So we're trying to pull back that energy that I think you're the person that usually has to manage everybody. Yeah, but it's a surprise when we get a day where it's like, wait, I don't have to manage everybody. What am I going to do with myself? You know, the last thing we want to do is interfere with this and then knock it off balance, and of course, and increase the likelihood that there will be a storm tomorrow. There may very well be one anyway, but we don't want our impulsive energy to sort of cause that. So in some ways, we need to pull this energy back in and say, okay, what can I do? I'm so used to having to fight and every day being a struggle. I'm so used to have to manage everybody, having to direct the energy and get involved and kind of keep people on task or whatever your work is. But now that we're in this kind of harmonious, tranquil state, we have to pull this energy in and say, what do I need to do with it? Where can I apply this? Is there something else that I can work on? Is there something that you can do for yourself of personal nature? Is this a spa day? Is this a day off? Is this the day that you get to stay in bed and just rest and relax and treat yourself? Is this the day that you just say, hey, let's just get some pizza. Let's watch a movie. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the beach. Let's do something. I don't have to struggle right now. And I think it comes as a bit of a surprise. You know, when we get a day where we don't have to be in that constant fight or struggle energy, sometimes we don't know what to do with ourselves, right? I think this is one of those occasions where you got to figure something out. But don't ignore this, because then we're going to go in and we're not going to see it. We're not going to see the harmony and the flow, and we're going to just do what we always do. We're going to go, we're going to show up, we're going to get involved, we're going to do our work, we're going to struggle, we're going to strive, we're going to try to manage things, and we're going to miss this opportunity to just kind of like leave it alone, go do something else. Yeah, you don't want to ignore this Six of Cups, because it's, and I don't know if it's necessarily coworkers or family or something. This is a card of the feeling of a family, right? The feeling of a family that gets along. Okay, a feeling of a family that is everybody's just kind of doing what they're doing. Everybody's cooperating. The kids are sharing their toys. Everybody's kind of eating their dinner and cleaning their room, and it's good. Right? It's good stuff here. But you have this commitment to this endeavor. We could be talking about a work thing, a family thing. We could be talking about a spiritual practice or your own creativity or some project that you're working on, some kind of, some kind of vocation or even a hobby or anything like that. And the Eight of Swords in the background here is saying that maybe for a long time you've been struggling with the learning, the process, struggling with the skill, struggling with your technique, struggling with the communication, trying to figure out the way to make it work. Okay, this is a lot of thought that we've put into this, and you wouldn't have allowed this if you didn't actually care about this thing. We could be talking about you're learning to play guitar, or you're learning how to manage a business or run a business or operate something or develop a skill or something like this. And I think that you've been so used to fighting and struggling and trying to figure it out that we may miss that moment where, for this period of time, however long we can stretch it, things are figured out. It's Spirit's way of saying, everything's working now, don't touch it. Whatever program you're running, whatever technique you're applying, whatever method, whatever practice schedule, maybe, whatever you're doing right now, keep doing the same thing. Don't change anything. And we get a little superstitious about this. We think, well, we're literally not going to change anything. That's where we get the idea of a lucky shirt, right? Well, I was wearing this shirt when things started going well. Now I can't take the shirt off, I can't change literally anything. We get kind of attached. And in a way, it sort of feels like that. It feels like we want to just repeat everything that we've done so that this day can continue for as long as possible, because we don't know how long it's going to last, but you're in the sweet spot right now. Okay? You're in the sweet spot. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We have our Eight of Cups in the future. The glass could be half full and filling up more. The glass could be half empty and, well, it's starting to run out. We don't know. It's like an hourglass timer here. We don't know when the water's going to run out here. So we're going to try to take advantage while we can. Okay, so I think we have to be able to direct this horse somewhere, because we don't want this fiery, impulsive energy to interfere with this flow state. Okay, on the path of the serpent, we start with the Eight of Pentacles. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. The Eight of Pentacles is prudence, patience. It's if you have an awareness and acknowledgement of this Six of Cups state right now, this is the card that says, back off, slow down, calm yourself down, be very prudent. In other words, don't try to change a bunch of things all at once. And right now, it's literally saying, hands off. Okay? We have, I don't know what to do with that. That thing over there, that Three of Swords. Well, we have the 8, and the 8. Okay. Yeah, and this is a state. This was a state of confusion. This was a state of a blockage. This is a state of we see that things are sort of declining, right? This is the state of like, realizing, I think, that in the future, the height, the Six of Cups here is kind of like you're at the very top of the roller coaster. You know how the roller coaster kind of starts moving up, 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 up. And then you get to that top, and it sort of pauses before you go down the hill. The 6 is kind of like that state right there at the top. It's that weightlessness. Is that weightlessness, but we know eventually gravity's going to kick in. It's kind of, I don't know how else to really explain that, but there's the difficulty of rising. We've reached that harmonious state where it's just kind of like we're floating. It's that weightless zero gravity feeling. We know that eventually things are going to kind of go back to the way they were, but we're trying to suspend that state of harmony for as long as we can. We want to hold on to that moment, that moment of bliss, the moment of happiness, the moment of harmony that we feel in our life. And how do we hold on to that? Well, sometimes it's just by enjoying it, not tinkering with it, not even really looking at it, So the Eight of Pentacles is trying to be patient. And in other words, I think, trying to be present. Try not to be anxious for the future. Don't worry that tomorrow the energy may start dipping down again. Things may kind of go back to their kind of so-called normal. Trying to be present in the moment and enjoy something for what it is. And sometimes just stopping to smell the roses a little bit. Yeah. It is letting something be what it is without feeling that we need to interfere with it. There's nothing that we can do now. This is the garden that is what it is, and right now everything's abundant, right? And we don't always need to go in and say, oh, I've got to prune, I've got to pull weeds, I've got to water. No, just step back and just enjoy the garden for what it is. Yeah, tomorrow maybe you'll get bugs. Tomorrow there'll be weeds. Tomorrow you'll need to water it more, whatever. I think right now it's a beauty to behold, rather than a project that always needs us to do it. Because this comes from this human feeling like I'm responsible for everything. It comes from our Aries energy, right? It comes from this feeling of I'm in charge, I'm in control, and I have to be there to sort of manage everybody and keep it together. It's kind of like a parent that has a bunch of kids and always feels like, well, I've got to get everybody out of bed. I've got to go take a shower. You got to get dressed. Here's some breakfast. We've got to coordinate, organize. It's like we're the conductor. We're the magician up there, conducting the orchestra and making sure everything is running smoothly. But then what do we do when we can sit back and just think, everybody's doing, the kids are up, they're getting dressed, they're eating breakfast, they're getting along, they're sharing the bathroom, they're taking turns. Like, what do I do? You know? And that can be a rather profound thing. It could actually be a sorrow. Maybe that's why we've got our Three of Swords. Maybe it kind of feels like I'm not needed right now. And so because I have this need to be needed, I'm going to jump in and start telling people what to do and start saying, okay, we got to put your bowl in the sink. And it's just like, hey, I know, that's where I'm headed, you know? Because if we don't, if right now the situation doesn't need us, does it give us that Three of Swords feeling that, yeah, I'm not needed? Trust me, you are needed. Right now you get a little break from being needed. Okay? But don't let this moment go, because who knows when we're going to get another one. Sometimes the Eight of Pentacles is a card of self-care. Maybe we got to do something to cultivate ourselves a little bit. Maybe we sneak away when all the coworkers, all your employees are like, the business is running smoothly. Maybe you can kind of sneak away. Just go do something for you. Yeah, do something for your needs. Everybody needs you, but what do you need? Okay. This is confirmed with our Six of Pentacles in the position of your relationships and your environment. Everybody is working together. Okay? If you've done your job well, as a boss, as a leader, as a parent, as whatever your emperor energy is, you're the leader here. If you've done your job as a leader, you won't be needed. The best kind of a leader, the best kind of a boss, is one that makes their position obsolete. That you've done such a good job that you don't need to be there. And that puts us in a weird position. And that's why we had that Three of Swords jump out of the pack. Because we're like, what do I do now? Like, this thing needed me for so long, doesn't need me anymore. You know? Maybe it's kids. Maybe we've spent so much time raising our children, but now they're adults and they're out living their own life. They don't need me anymore. Well, no, they do. And your business still needs you. Your garden still needs you. Whatever this is for you, still needs you. And will need you very much tomorrow. Take advantage of this moment and turn this sorrow into an opportunity for some self-care, for some joy, I'm going to play hook, I'm going to sneak away and go treat myself to something. I'm going to go have some pleasure in life. You know, the best kind of boss is one that can sneak away and doesn't matter. It reminds me of an episode of The Office, as everything does nowadays. When Michael Scott says to his boss, he says, yeah, they seem to work better when I'm not around. And he says, wait a minute. Didn't mean to say it quite that way, right? But I think they were dealing with the same kind of, or hinting toward the same issue in that episode of The Office. If you watch it, it's a very funny show. That the best kind of boss is one that doesn't really need to be there micromanaging everything, doesn't need to meddle, can slip away now and again and trust that everything's going to function properly. In fact, we're going to do more damage if we stay there and try to micromanage, try to interfere, try to meddle. Maybe the best thing we can do sometimes is let it all function perfectly without me here for an hour and a half or a day, you know, or a weekend or something. And that, of course, is our Six of Pentacles. Even when we are stepping away, sneak away, it's still harmony, beauty, joy, resonance. Everybody's getting along. And that's how you know that you've done your job correctly. Now, if you're gone too long, perhaps things are going to start to go downhill, okay? You have to make an appearance. Like I said, you are still needed. But take advantage. Don't ignore those moments where you can sneak away. And of course, the Ace of Pentacles is in the position of our obstacle. Why is that the obstacle? Well, it's because we don't know what to do with ourselves now. We're so used to being needed every second of the day. And again, I don't know if this is family stuff, if it's about your children, if it's about your business, or just your personal interior life, psycho-spiritual stuff. But let's say it is your children. You spend so long raising your kids. And we get involved in that role. We get connected. We get identified with that role. But the goal of that is for our kids to grow up and not need us anymore. To go live their life as confident emperors. It's not gender specific. To grow up as confident leaders of their own lives. You know, that's what we want. That's our objective, at least from my point of view. I want my daughter to grow up strong and confident and capable. I want her to grow up and not need me for anything. I want her to need me, of course. You know, I want her to always need me. But, you know, from a higher perspective, I want her to be the leader of her own life and to feel strong and confident and safe in herself, you know. And so it's a weird, bittersweet kind of thing, you know. But once we, if you've done your job right, that kid's going to go off and live their life, not going to need you. I hope that she does need me. I hope she'll keep in touch and we'll continue to have a good relationship. But it leaves the opportunity open for us to do something else. But I've not done anything else for so long. What the heck am I going to do? You know? This has been your life for so long that now there's this chance to slip away and do something for yourself. This energy is being returned to you, maybe just temporarily, but maybe this is something more. Then now what? What is the thing I'm going to do? It's kind of like suddenly you get a day off. And again, it reminds me of The Office. On Kelly Kapoor's birthday. We've got our very own Kelly Kapoor right here. It was her birthday. And for her birthday, they said, okay, you get two choices. You could watch TV for an hour, or you could take a nap for an hour. And she says, well, I'll choose the nap. And then she gets in the blanket and the pillow, and she says, I'm too excited to sleep. So it's kind of like you're being given this gift of time and space, and we don't know what to do with it. And so we end up kind of wasting it a lot of the time. We end up not doing anything really, right? So don't ignore this opportunity and do something for yourself. Do something for yourself, your family, or do something that kind of makes you feel good. Do something to cultivate health and healing and abundance for you. Yeah. But the difficulty is kind of figuring out, well, what the heck am I going to do? Suddenly I find myself with some time and space, and I don't know what to do with it. Yeah, and that right there is enough to cause some anxiety and say, well, maybe I should just go check on the kids. Maybe I should go check on the business. Maybe I should go check the numbers, you know. But that's all part of the curse of being an emperor. Here's the outcome here is the fact that you are a good leader. It's the curse of the emperor. You want to be a good leader, but basically what you're doing is you're making your own job obsolete. And it's the curse of the emperor, okay? But I like it. I think this is very good news. It means you're doing things right. Let's look at the mystery card. I'm a little nervous about the mystery card. It might be a 5 of something. Yeah. If you have an idea, put it in the comments. It's the King of Cups. Good, good. King of Cups. King of Cups is kind of, it's authenticity. Right? It's authenticity. It's somebody that is, somebody that's trying to kind of deal with the mixed emotions that are here. Again, there's that very, very happy that our kids are growing up to be independent, strong, successful leaders of their own life on their own journeys. Yes, very happy about that, but very at the same time kind of bittersweet because now I'm sad they don't need me anymore and they're gone and they're not just little babies, that need me to do everything for them. So we're trying to manage that. We're trying to ride that wave, and we're trying to live, we're trying to understand kind of who we really are and what it is that we really want. It's kind of like now what am I in service to? Now this energy has come back to me. Where am I going to apply this? What feels right for me? What do I need to do with this energy now? So this is us knowing ourselves well enough to say, hey, you got an hour. What are you going to do with it? You got a free hour. What is it? Oh, gosh, I don't know. Read a book, take a nap, watch TV. What am I going to do? Pretty soon the hour's over. We've done nothing. So this is us knowing ourselves, knowing who we are, and saying, okay, when this energy comes back to me, I know what I need to do with it. I know what my soul is sort of telling me. This is, like I said, this is authenticity. Yeah, wonderful energy for you. We're going to do an extended reading as well. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do some oracle cards. There is a link up top, and there's a link down below. New readings for Aquarius on Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.